You thought I'd forgotten that we haven't finished Dragons of Icespire Peak DLCs, but I haven't. This live stream is my first of the year, and really I'm testing my voice to see if it holds up. That's been the issue. Whether, I've moaned about my allergies on here before, but that croak when I'm sort of talking a lot, which I'm trying to burn away with tea, kind of works. But yeah, thanks for coming back, watching this extra video. Hopefully you've seen the rest of the series. There is a playlist. The Essentials kit, if you don't know, has an adventure along the Sword Coast, and this is the final extra book. I think it's called Beyond the Dragons of Icespire Peak in the set. And so yeah, we'll see how my voice holds up. But before we get to this, there's other things to talk about. Now, D&D themselves haven't yet issued what books are coming out this year. So my plans to what I'm DM guiding might also go out of the window. Where I'm at, guys, is I'm not quite finished with this. I've got a good 6 episodes done, scheduled. So I've got the last few. There's only 10 in here, isn't there? But yeah, they're fine. I've made them better. I've put in as we've gone on, I've put in foraging rules because I've got new books and stuff. So that guide will be completed because people have been asking you, when are you going to finish that? Well, I am in recording right now. While I'm telling you what I got, feel free to tell me if you got anything for Christmas and stuff. I bought this, the hardback version, over £100. So Epic Legacy Core Rulebook is basically rules past level 20 for all your characters. They're called prestige classes, I think. Yeah, so, what happens when you get level 20 and then continue? This is a good way to do it. It's usually PDF, but I got the hardback version because I just much prefer actual physical books. I don't know if you're the same, but I'd take a physical one over a PDF. Obviously, today we'll be looking at a PDF, but... So yeah, I hope you're alright. And this also came, No Place Like Homebrew. I've done a video on this, and it's meant to just be like things that you pick up, be it a town, be it attractions, workshops, civic buildings, ruins, bandit hideouts. If you've seen One Shot Wonders, you kind of know the layout. So, again, a nice, thick, physical book, what I can dip into when I'm running my games. So, back to my plans for this year. Once I've done Dragon Delves, the idea is to go through each of the adventures in here and kind of flesh them out. So yeah, that's scraps really. That's all I've got to left to go on at the moment. There's nothing solid to get my teeth into. So yeah, I also, if you're aware of D&D Shorts, which I presume you are, he sent me Ryoko's guide to whatever, the hunt. So I'm going to do a video on that. I've got more Nord Games PDFs to look at. So yeah, if you've got anything, tell me in the comments. Tell me live whenever you want. And if you're unaware, this afternoon on my... I can't find the thing for it. On my Robodad 2 channel, there's the Dungeons of Drakkenheim one-shot DM guide gone up today. So if you search at Robodad 2 on YouTube, you should find it. Look at my notes. So that's about it, really. Yeah, let me know what you're running. Let me know what you got for Christmas, if you got any D&D stuff. And if you can put up with my voice being croaky a bit, we'll get to it. So, yeah, to recap very quickly, the adventure takes place in the Sword Coast, and then they've added on this little settlement called Leylon. And yeah, Leylon is a place that your players build up along the way. I'm not going to hot fuzz to that. So the idea is that it started off at the beginning of the adventure quite small and caravan-y, and we've built it up to, well, this. It's now got proper walls, and it's got a quest board. Obviously, quest boards are very useful. I don't know when Umber Hulk's Shell Inn popped up, whether it was in last. Maybe I've just forgotten that from last time. Idle Island, I remember. So yeah, we'll see what this last adventure has to offer. Well, a peculiarity shop, we've looked at that before. So there's all stuff around town. Not much of text there, is there? But we might only get through, this section today. But like I say, this is just to give my voice a little bit of a run out, see how it shakes down. So this adventure is based from 11th level to 13th level. This section I'm looking at right now is 11th level. And the last two books, Stormlord's Wrath, Storm King's Thunder, I think is better than the actual Dragons of Icespire Peak standard set. I would like to run this from my table at home. Easy to drop in anywhere. And so let's look. So whatever, Dumathoin is a dwarf, isn't it? I think Dumathoin's Gulch is a canyon. Okay. Carved in. It's near the Mirror of Dead Men. Named after a dwarven god of mining. Now, this magic weapon, the Norman Guard grenade, is going to be introduced to your players at this point. That's created when their town was threatened by White Dragon Cryovane. The grenade generates a number of unpredictable magic effects, so we might as well just jump straight to the grenade. See what it do. So this object is like a grenade, covered in runes. Our metals different colours, making the grenade shine with a rainbow of colour when it held up in the light. Fine. As a bonus action, you turn a key in it, and it's armed, and it explodes. It's a grenade. You know what a grenade does. Chuck it 120 feet, 60-foot creatures it affects. Each creature makes a dex save, 8d6 fire damage. Fine. Each creature makes a DC 15 con save, 28 thunder damage, and you're stunned. And the wider rolls, the wielder rolls on the chart for Wand of Wonders 3 times. Oh, right. Oh, this is important. The grenade explodes immediately if a creature places it in an extra dimensional space or teleports. So it doesn't like to go into little pockets of unreality. You have to choose 3 of these. Okay, slow, fairy fire, it already stuns, gust of wind. Stink cloud's quite amusing. Lightning bolt, darkness would be useful. Fireball. Oh, my throat is not lasting as well as I thought it might. Yeah, so that's the grenade. And what do we do? Okay. So you go to the quest board, and you must obtain this grenade from the Gulch. That's pretty straightforward. There are no surprises there. Encounters on the way to the Gulch. Panicked gnome. A gnome called Bindlemint Mincemower emerges from the underbrush. Her clothes are torn. Her face is bloodied by cuts. She's being chased by a weirboar. +1 weirboar per PC. So, at level 11 as we are now. This is the old rules as well, isn't it? So they might be different in the new 2024 rules. 78, so I'd probably round them up to 100 health. Can change into different forms, but let's say it's in a ball form. Charges towards you. Can get 7 extra slashing-ish on a sort of charge attack. Knocks them on the butt. If the Weibo takes 14 damage or less, that would reduce it to 0, it actually stays on 1. So it's got that extra 1 hit point just to keep it on its feet. Tusks. You might gain lycanthropy yourself. I'm a big fan of that. I think it comes out of left field sometimes. The players sort of forget that they might actually become a weird monster of some sort. So the little gnome person is unharmed, apart from little superficial cuts. She was in the process of delivering terrible news. Doomathoin's Gulch was attacked earlier by creatures that stank of death. She fled, presuming that her comrades were dead. So she doesn't give us a job or anything. It's just that's just a fight, and they might get lycanthropy, which is cool. When the party gets within 5 miles of Doomathoin's Gulch, they discover signs that local wildlife have been killed indiscriminately. Some as large as deer, some as rabbits and stuff. None were eaten or skinned, they were just like brutally stabbed and stuff. So, there's a chipmunk who could provide information if they have the means to get this information out of it. She relays that several skeletal creatures killed the animals and then continued towards the gulch. So they know, as a bit of a forewarning for what your players are up against, I suppose. When they get to the top of the gulch, let's look at the map. So, presumably the darker colours are down. 70 foot up. They're dropped down to 50 foot on this outcrop. There's some sort of magical range statue or something there. It looks like these are waterfalls going down further. And some tree croppings in the cliffs. So it was once a dwarven mine, but the erosion of the steam exposed it to the sky. The magic or power of the deity still infuses the area. Is that from this statue, presumably? A stone arch? I can't see a stone arch. It's slippery. The gnome on the stone arch is Fibblestib Pinebark. She holds the main part of the grenade. What's it in bits then? She's unconscious. The grenade has a piece of parchment tied to it. Do not teleport or place in extra-dimensional spaces. Keep out of reach of children and orcs, because if it goes into these extra-dimensional spaces, it automatically blows up, which is obviously a problem. Stream, yeah, fall in water, fine. Rule that how you need to. A carved moonstone dwarf is a sacred statue that can be possessed by the resident Eidolon from Tome of Foes. No idea what an Eidolon is. I think I would like to know that. Phone, mate. It's probably going to be easier this way. So, Eidolon 5e. See if I can show you a picture. Oh, it's the... I have a figure of one of these. Hang on. Wait. So this is off the front cover of one of the early players' handbooks. And I actually have the mini of that. So, I did not know that's what it was called. Okay. So that's cool. That's a good, nice callback. Where was it? So this sacred statue is of that Eidolon. Is it going to animate? That's the question. Until the statue is possessed, it's just an object. Refer to the Guardian of the Gulch section for information about awakening the Eidolon. And the gnome resting against the moonstone is Dabbledob. He holds the key. Okay, the key goes in the grenade. Twist the key, it's armed. Moonwriting is magical ruin left by... Oh, that's what the runes were on the floor of the map then? This? Perhaps. The moonwriting is dwarven rune script left by worshippers of Dumathoin. The runes writhe and wriggle until a living creature gets within 5 feet of them. To decipher it, you need to understand dwarfish. Succeed on a religion check. Belong to be a paladin or a cleric. And worship Dumathoin as a deity. That's quite a lot, isn't it? Obviously, you don't need to do that. If that doesn't fit any of your players, why rule it out? A creature that deciphers the runes can make a persuasion check to command the sacred statue. On a success, you take control of the statue. So it's like what you like powering the golem thing. Oh, it doesn't need to be able to see the statue. If check fails, it acts independently on its turn. This is still on the way here. Undead forces. The following undead are present in the gulch. Near the top of the gulch, a bone claw. A bone claw. Ah, here we go. An image. That's cool. Good to know that's in there. Yeah. 127-ish. Quite fast. 40 feet. Get off. Get off. Rejuvenates. Oh, no, that's later. Multi-attack. Well, yeah, I'd hope so. 2 arms. 20 piercing damage. You can pull the target up to you. That's a good as well. Reels them in with the long arms. 15-foot reach. Shadow jump in darkness. So maybe have this encounter happen as it's going twilight and the shadows are long. It rushes from its hiding place and attacks. If there are 5 or more characters in the party, another bone claw comes in. Fine. They can teleport using their shadow jump feature, which is basically what I said, so make it so they can use that, otherwise it's a bit of a waste. When an adventurer enters the circle of moon runes, the bits of bone, armour and weapons fly together to form an undead platoon. The platoon is a Sword Wraith Commander. Ooh, this looks like a banshee or a ghost. Again, 127 health, because they are quite high level. It can make one weapon attack, which deals an extra damage, necrotic. Two weapon attacks, longsword, longbow. Call to honour. If it's taken damage during the combat, it can use an action to give itself advantage on some attacks. So when it's starting to lag, you can give it a buff. It's alright, isn't it? It's pretty good. The Moonstone's magic is temporarily incapacitated the undead here, but the life force of the adventurers bring them back. I see. If the party needs assistance, 10 gnomes from Gnome Guard arrive at the gulch. They intervene if the characters are in trouble, providing healing or drawing attacks. Yeah, you can thin out the battle with some NPC helpers. Okay. We've got some guards to fight and a priest. And then, when the dwarves abandon their mine, a devout priest of Dumathoin called Sister Silvergranite insists that she stay behind to guard the buried dead. She lived a hermit's life until she passed on herself and turned into an eidolon. Okay. So that is basically the statue of her guarding spirit there. When the characters enter the moon runes, she pops up, assesses the situation, then withdraws and animates her sacred statue. If the statue is destroyed, it appears as a ghostly dwarf. So it's as simple as that. We go to this gulch. There's a bony attack on top. Somewhere around here, let's say. How do they get across then? Just walk around. So you've got to climb in and edge your way around to here anyway. And then you're always in danger of falling further into the gulch, I suppose. 20 feet, like 2d6 ish. Depends. You can make that a lot higher. But yeah, there's two gnomes to find with two halves of the magic item sort of thing. While exposed to the sky, the statue gains a fly speed as well. Damn. That's a bit dangerous. If the adventurers took control of the sacred statue during the battle, the Eidolon allows the party to leave unharmed. Otherwise, it's a persuasion check. Right, they've got themselves a grenade. They return to Leilon with one more weapon for the impending fight to save the village. When they receive the grenade from the gnomes, they're given a thorough briefing of what it's capable of. Yeah, I imagine there's a dwarfy guy back in the village. So, next chapter. There are several of these chapters too, what we're looking at. This is 12, so they level up as well? Or is this is just like suggested, I suppose. I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, they were level 11 and so now level 12. There's many chapters to this book, and I think we'll look at one more because my voice is struggling a bit. And good to know. Right, there's another dragon. Oh no, Ebb and Death. We learned about Ebb and Death. Right, we're going to find out what this is anyway. To succeed in the quest, the characters must break into a mausoleum and destroy Ebb and Death's malevolent spirit. Okay, that is a bit more good, juicy. So, they say, yes, we'll do that job. Sages from Candlekeep sent a messenger with written directions to the mausoleum. It lies under the Uth Tower, an ancient keep. So, we get to this bog. Undead are used as labourers. There's a lot of undead this whole book. Characters who search the surface area and succeed on a nature check or whatever find a nearby saltwater lake has been disturbed, mud splattered on the shore. And we get a map. Entrance, optional side paths, but we all end up going down here. You funnel down here. Probably funnel, yeah, you funneled to the far end. You work left to right, ultimately, that's fine. An entry hall with flagstones and a voice whispers, who is dead but cannot die, the Lord of Bones, whose embrace is patient but sure. Detect magic spell reveals the voice is an illusion. You can check whether you know the Lord of Bones is Merkel. If you played Baldur's Gate 3, you might remember that anyway. We've got a cultist camp. There's one necromancer, one ghast, and a priest. Pardon me. The characters surprise the cultists if they sneak up on them. They have 5 potions of healing. That's worth going that way then. A wine cellar with a greater zombie. Or 2. Secret door. So, they can find a secret door in the wine cellar. Sure. E4, High Priest Chamber. This was used by Uluran Mortis, which I think is the big bad of this faction. 2 giant skulls are on the wall. And... what else? Uluran Mortis has the stats of a war priest. If Ebb and Death recovered the Ruin Stone from Leilon, I can't remember. Then he wields it in battle here. He has an Eyes of Minute Seeing, which are just glasses, Raise Dead, Forbiddance, and Holy Aura. So the Ruin Stone. A villain can activate the Ruin Stone to undo one deed they have performed. The possibilities are broad, but in combat it's simplest to allow them to rewind. Oh right, I did this in my home game. It's the Prince of Persia, if you remember that. I used to rewind time and do it again. Well, that's quite cool, isn't it? Giving your villain a rewind, undo action thing. But of course, that just means that will end up in your player's hands, unfortunately. Unless it's destroyed, falls apart, crumbles when he uses it 2 or 3 times. E5 is a ritual room. These ancient barracks have been cleared even. A huge circle of ash laid out on the floor, surrounding a skull design painted in human blood. Cultists of Merkel. Summoning a bone devil. They're pretty cool. Another secret door. You can tell from the muddy scripts on the floor. That's a giveaway. The halls are haunted by Ebondeath's first high priest, a Death Knight. Death Knights are cool. Yeah, I do like these. Hellfire Orb. It hurls a magic ball of fire that explodes. 35 fire damage on average and 36 necrotic. I love that. 70 average damage. That is a game killer. Destructive Wave, Staggering Smite. Yeah, I do enjoy a Death Knight. So that's a big sort of side boss to Ebondeath's soul. Ghoulish Claws. Oh, we're replacing his long sword with Ghoulish Claws. Plus 11. 7 slashing, 18 necrotic, and you can be paralysed. Nice. Vaults of the Utherlords. So it's a family of nobles. Bones are in niches. When characters who aren't devoted followers of Merkel enter the chambers, the bones start to shift. They become skeletal swarms. Skeletal swarms. No picture as such. Does it have... No, it's not what I'm looking for. It can't regain hit points or gain temporary hit points. Yeah, so it's not got the normal swarm rules that I was looking for, but it's fine. A lot of the time it's resistant to like slashing, bludgeoning, piercing because you can't hit all of them at once. Crypt of the First Royals. Graven steps ascend into a wide octagonal chamber with high vaulted ceiling. The mosaic floor is littered with rubble and a pool of murky water floods the far side of the chamber. Strange fungi cling to the moist walls. Who dares disturb the rest of Chandel Sierra Vitriol, the Ebondeath? Can we call you Ebondeath? The stats is ghost stats. 200. Oh, a lot more health. So Ebondeath, the deady dragon, can actually possess you. That's cool, isn't it? And you get legendary resistances 3 a day. Or you can delete the legendary resistances and give them what we call doom points. Doom points being where it allows you as a DM to automatically pass like your resistances do, or redo your breath weapon again even though you don't roll 5 or 6. They're basically free. I do this now. I fly away without opportunity attacks. I do an extra attack what I shouldn't normally do. Just it has 3 special things making it a special bad guy. That's how I rule that. Every dragon should be different. They shouldn't be like, oh, Ebondeath's a black dragon, so I know exactly what its moves are. Everyone's different. And that goes twice as much for beholders, because no 2 beholders should ever be the same. So, if Ebondeath left the Leyland Besieged quest in so-and-so's body. I don't remember any of this. I shouldn't have left it so long. Except he has the stats, except not a breath weapon. Fine. The ruined burial hall contains a heap of treasure that Cult of Merkel have left as offerings to the dragon. We always want a hoard at the end of these things. The treasures gathered here comprise 14th 1,000 gold, loads of platinum, 2 potions of supreme healing, potion of storm giant strength, and a circlet of blasting. That's nice. And they get awarded 8 grand of gold. If this is their final quest, their adventure ends here. Because fighting the dragon could well be. What is the next chapter of interest then? Oh, Jaraxel Benray. He's a drow out of Waterdeep Dragon Heist. So what's this deal? I'm not about to look at this today. Oh, he's always on a boat. He's on a boat then as well. So yeah, that is just a side quest. So Ebon Death very much might be the last one. Which is pretty cool, but we still got to fight the boss. We haven't met the actual Mortis dude who's behind it all. We only killed the dragon. So yeah, half an hour in. If my voice isn't annoying you crackling, then it's annoying me. So I've found out what it's like. So I'll go away and be able to tell my doctor that my voice just isn't holding up over so much time. And yeah, I'll try to deal with it. Anyway, that's part of Dragon of Icespire Peak's, what's it called? Divine Contention. Yeah, it's pretty good. So there's more to come on that because that wasn't the end of the PDF. But for now, I'm going to go and try and heal my voice. And hopefully next week we'll see an improvement. So thanks for watching. Check out all the videos on the main channel. And I'll see you guys later.